David and the magical Toyota Supra. In a small town where everyone knew each other, there lived a 7-year-old boy named David. David was a very quiet and shy child. Every morning as he approached school, he felt butterflies in his stomach and often cried at the entrance door. He disliked drawing attention to himself, so he rarely asked for help, even when he struggled with writing letters or numbers. He was very emotional and empathetic, which made him quickly sad when things went wrong. One day, while returning from school, David noticed something unusual at the edge of the forest. It was an old, rusty Toyota Supra. The car looked as if it had been standing there for years, forgotten by everyone. David approached closer and touched the bodywork. Suddenly, the car began to glow and make sounds. "Who are you?" asked David with a trembling voice. "I am the magical Toyota Supra," the car replied. "I can speak and help you understand that every difficulty is an opportunity to learn." David was surprised but intrigued. He decided to return to the car the next day. When they met again, the Toyota Supra suggested that David try writing a few letters. David sat on the grass with a piece of paper and a pencil. He started writing, but every letter seemed crooked and uneven. Discouraged, he threw the pencil and began to cry. "Don't worry, David," said Supra. "Everyone makes mistakes. It's normal. Try again." David took a deep breath and tried again, but the result was similar. He became sad again and wanted to give up. The next day, David returned to Supra. This time, the car suggested that David try writing numbers. David sat on the grass again and started writing. Although he tried very hard, the numbers came out crooked and uneven. The boy lowered his head and began to cry. "Don't give up, David," said Supra. "Every attempt brings you closer to success. Try again, but this time do it slowly and calmly." David took a deep breath and tried again. Although the numbers were slightly better, they still weren't perfect. The boy became sad again, but this time he decided not to give up so easily. The magical solution. On the third day, David returned to Supra with new determination. The car suggested they try something different. "David, imagine you're on a racetrack. Each letter and number is a turn you must navigate. Focus on the road ahead and don't worry about what's already passed." David closed his eyes and imagined himself as a race car driver. He began writing letters and numbers, thinking of each movement as a turn on the track. To his amazement, the letters and numbers started to look better. The boy felt joy and pride in himself. "Bravo, David!" exclaimed Supra. "See, every difficulty is just a turn on your path. You can overcome it if you only believe in yourself." From that day on, David began to view his problems differently. Every morning as he approached school, he remembered Supra's words. Instead of crying, he took a deep breath and thought of the racetrack. When he encountered difficulties, he imagined navigating the turns, and each failure was just part of the journey to success. Thanks to the magical Toyota Supra, David learned that every difficulty is an opportunity to learn, and that it's worth trying again and again until you succeed. Over time, he became more confident and courageous, and his sadness and shyness gave way to joy and determination. As David returned home with a smile on his face, he knew he could always rely on the magical Toyota Supra. Every adventure he experienced with the car taught him something important. Now he was ready to face any challenge, knowing he had the strength within to overcome it. David and the magical Toyota Supra had many extraordinary adventures that taught the boy courage, self-confidence, and that every difficulty is merely another turn on the racetrack of his life. Through the story of David and the magical Toyota Supra, children can learn that every difficulty is an opportunity to learn, and that it's worth trying again, even if something doesn't initially work out. It's important to believe in oneself and not give up, because every turn on the track of life is just part of the journey to success.